My name is Vanessa Packer. I'm co-founder of the modelFIT studio on Bowery. modelFIT is really unique because we focus on small muscle groups and slow movements to lean out and tone your body. So I'm going to show you some modelFIT moves. We should think about what muscles you're working, where you want to feel it, and sort of elongating and strengthening those parts of your body. So we're going to start with a warm-up. To my left is Misty, my Dalmatian. She'll be sleeping and or participating throughout the session. So the first thing you're going to want to do is really elongate your arms and stretch to the side so you get a stretch all along the side body. And the second stretch you're going to want to do is stretch across. And it's important to put your heel down so you feel the stretch all along the back side of your leg. Cross, and then alternate. And then the next stretch kind of stretches your obliques and your kind of like side body. It feels so good. You want to push your heel down so you really feel grounding. This stretch, you feel all along the front side of the body and it feels really good. We tend to hunch over, so it's good to stretch the front part of the body. And you can make the stretch as long as short as you feel you need it. If you're feeling tighter, do that twice through. Part of this workout, we're just gonna warm up the body. So kind of going off of this stretch that we did. So you're gonna reach your arm across your body while you reach your leg back. And you wanna really make sure that your heel presses against the floor, so it looks like this. And what this is doing is working your abs, working your arms, working your legs, so it's a full body workout. We'll do 10 reps. So once you get to this side, we sort of increase the workout. We bring our back foot to the toe, and we're gonna do a balance, and we're gonna squeeze in and push out. So you're squeezing in with your abs and your obliques, and you're pushing out, you're pushing the back part of the leg. So then we do the other side, so you bring it up to the toe. It's also really important to make sure that your stability leg is bent and moving. You don't want to ever lock it out. So we use a lot of lateral movement when we're in modelFIT and with our workouts, and we like to work the side body. So what we're going to do with this is we're going to make sure our knees are bent, and then we're going to step and push forward, and then come back. You want to keep your knees bent a little, and you really want to feel when you step and push with your arm and leg that your leg is moving your body. You're not pushing your body over, your leg is moving it, and then your arm, all these little muscles on the back side of your arm and the side of your arm is what's lifting and pulling your arm in and out. And you always want to make sure that your abs are engaged. From there, what we want to do is come back to your starting position and bring your foot out to the side on your toe. Bring your arm out, and we're going to do little lifts and then press back down. So when you're lifting with the back side of your butt and the side of your leg, and you're like reaching out, not just lifting, but you're like stretching and lifting out, while your arm, while it's not like straight out, it's got a little bit of a bend, is meeting it. And it doesn't matter how high you go, it's more about feeling those muscles working and really making sure that it's not in your hip, it's not in your pelvis, it's all about your muscles working. You want to do about like 10 to 15 reps depending on how you're feeling. If you're feeling strong, do 15, but slow and controlled. That's the name of the game, is slow and controlled. And you don't need to bring your arm higher than shoulder height. You can even make it a little bit more strenuous by pausing at the top and then bring it down. And when you bring it down, if you can focus on the inner thigh pulling you down, you'll get an inner thigh workout as well, which is great. So the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna work the front side. We're gonna keep our knees bent, and we're gonna step and punch out to the side and come back. Step, punch. And again with this, you wanna feel your muscles in your leg moving your leg forward. You're not just taking a step with your knee and your hip. You're making all these little muscles in your leg work in order to bring your leg forward. And you also want to make sure that your knee isn't coming over your ankle. And then in your arms, it's working the whole inside of your arm here and your shoulder. And that's what gives you like a cap, which is really nice too. It looks good. So then, like the one before, we're gonna keep our standing leg bent, and we're gonna bring our toe out to the side. So it's on an angle like this. Our arm is out to the side as well. We're just gonna do little lifts, lifting from the side of the leg. You're focusing on all the muscles that aren't the quad. So you're using your inner and outer thigh in order to lift and lower your leg. So it looks like this. And you can keep it a little bent. It doesn't need to be completely straight in order to feel it. Same thing with this. You don't want to use your hip because you don't want to have that tightness in your hips. We all have like so much tightness in our hips from walking and sleeping and biking and running, and you really want to do whatever you can to strengthen the muscles so that the stress point isn't in your hips. Oh yeah, and then you just do the other side. Same thing that you did. If you need to tap, you can tap down, or you can balance. Sometimes when you're doing all these slow controlled movements, we get very in our head, and it's good to do little bursts of cardio to kind of like chop it up and make it feel like more exciting and sort of get you out of your head. So little cardio, hold your weights at a 90-degree angle at your waist and bend your legs, and you're gonna do little steps. And when you're doing these, it's not about how high you can lift your leg or how fast you can do it, but it's about putting your heels to the ground. You're pushing down with your heels, and you're using the back of your legs to do it. So you're working your butt and your back legs and your side legs and your inner thigh to do that. And then you can bring your legs out a little wider, and do that. Bring your feet out, do that. Bring your feet in, which works more the inner thigh. So this, we're sort of doing like the 360 of the leg right now. You're working inner, outer thigh, front, back. You're working the outer thigh more like this, and the butt. And then just doing out, in, out, in. Sort of mix up the different ways you can do it. You can even go to the side, back, go to the other side, come back, come in. It really does work though. I'm sweating. And then that's good. So this is the floor part of the modelFIT workout series. We're gonna keep our leg weights on and use our hand weights, and we're really gonna focus on stabilizing through our arms and our knees and through our core. Okay. Your elbows, you wanna make sure that they're bent and that your core is engaged and your leg is pressed back, and you're just gonna lift and lower 10 to 15 times depending on how strong you're feeling. And you can split it, so do 5 pointed and then 5 flexed. And then what we're gonna do is when the leg is up on the last one, you wanna bring it in and push out. So when you bring it in, use your core to bring in your knee, and then push out with your heel. So bring in with your knee and out with your heel. What's good about keeping your elbows bent is that you're not putting all the weight into your arm, you're really forcing your core to stabilize you. So then you're there, and then you want to point and do just little lifts from where you're not like before we went down and up, but this one's like an up and up. And this works right underneath the butt. It's the upper thigh. So you can do 10 to 15 of those. You want to bend the foot and go up and really push. Use the butt, so use like the inner and outer thigh and butt to really push up. Then we're gonna do the other side. So the first one was just a lift and a rower. Something our studio is known for is sculpting and toning the butt. And it's something I notice on all of our clients as they come to us more and more. Their backside gets more sculpted and toned, and it's definitely a perk of the workout. And then when you're on your last one, we're gonna bring in the knee and we're gonna push out. And you can push out with a pointed toe. Pushing out with the heel and pulling in with the knee. And then once you're on your last one, you want to point your toe again, and you want to just do little lifts, like an inch. They don't even have to be that high. But make sure that your abs are engaged while you're doing it. So then you're gonna bend your leg and push up with your heel. It's almost like there's a string attached to your heel. It's lifting, and you're focusing on the butt and the upper thigh, and that's sort of pushing you. Okay, so this next one is lifting and lowering the side part of the leg. So this works the whole side body. The leg, you're just gonna lift, point, up and down. And if you wanted to include the weight, you can, like this. And after you do that, you put the weight down. You want to stabilize, and you're going to bring the knee hip height about, and probably like it's like a 90-degree angle, just hovering. And you're going to press out and pull in, and press out and pull in. And when you're pressing out with the whole back of the leg, and then you're pulling in with the inner thigh, which is here. And once you do all of that, you want to bring your both knees together at a 90-degree angle, and you're just going to lift and lower the leg. And you sort of use the outer thigh to lift and then the inner thigh to lower. I feel like it's all outer and inner thigh, but that's a lot of what we work. And you can keep the feet flexed. You don't have to come up that high, you just want to make sure that you feel the muscles working. So whatever height allows you to feel that is the right height for you. This one is like a real inner thigh one, so you want to bend your foot. You can hold on to it if you need. And you're gonna use the lower leg now, and you're gonna lift and lower, and this is all inner thigh. You don't have to go super high. You just have to feel the muscle working. Put your brain in the muscle so you really feel it working. You wanna bring your knees together and your heels together. We're gonna keep our heels together and lift them. So the knees come apart and then they come together while our heels are together. It's sort of like a butterfly, or we think of it as a butterfly. The inner thigh pulls you in and the outer thigh pulls you out. We're gonna do the other side of the leg lifts. Again, you're just gonna lift and lower, half with the toe pointed and half with it flexed. And to intensify it, you can do a little arm weight resistance. So then this one, you're gonna bring the knee in so that it's even with your hip, and you're gonna press out with your heel and bring it in. But you're pressing out with the back of the leg and you're bringing it in with the front of the leg. You're not using the hip to move the leg, you're using the muscles in the leg to push and then pull in the leg. So when you pull in and push the leg, it's not about going fast, it's about going slow so that you really feel these muscles working. And then once it's in, you're gonna bring your legs together at a 90-degree angle, and you're gonna lift and lower. So you're lifting up with the outer thigh and then you're pulling in with the inner thigh, keeping your abs engaged. And you can even activate the arm when you have it down like this, stabilizing. And then you bring your heels up together and you butterfly out and in. And this really works the butt, the inner and outer butt. And then we're gonna do the thigh where you hold the leg in. You're just lifting and lowering with the inner thigh. You really wanna feel like you're reaching out with the leg to lift. You're not just throwing your leg up there, you're really reaching out and lifting and then lowering back down. Now we're gonna do our version of a reverse push-up. I'm gonna come up into a plank, and when you're doing a plank, it's important to make sure that you're not sinking into your lower back, you're not sinking into your shoulders, you're really engaging your abdomen, you're pushing down through your heels even though they're not touching, and your arms are stable, but they're bent. Lift up the arm, we're using our abs and arm, and then we push back down. Lift up, and push back down. You don't have to turn your body quite so much. It's like you're lifting with the back of the arm and then you're pushing down with the bicep. If you want to incorporate arm weights, you can lift with the arm weight and push it back down. Lift with the arm weight, push it back down. Then we're gonna do a ground cool down stretch. Just hug your knees in because it feels good. And then you can bring one leg down and come across. Stretching the lower back, stretching the leg, stretching the arm. Come in, give another squeeze. And then you can bring both knees in and just, I like to do a little happy baby is good. Part of the cool down too, you can just bend over. I don't think I do the same stretch every day. I like kind of feel where I need it. That's it. For more, you can come to the studio, which is in Manhattan, and try out the workout for yourself.